So when we came here in 2018, we came with a single question, responding one single topic: what unites us? What is going to be the unifying factor for the Latino community? What is our common agenda? Today, 5 years later, the discussion will be centered around progress, about the progress we have made, the progress that we still need to do, the progress that we all aim for, and the barriers that we have to overcome together. Because the reality is that progress is the one thing that truly unifies all Latinos, Hispanics, Latinx, whatever you want to call us is fine, whatever you want to use is fine. We use that indiscriminately, because what really unites us all is not language, is not the country of origin, it's not our religion or our political affiliation. What unifies all of us here today is our desire to progress, to move forward. We are joined by our desire to address the American dream. And that is a great thing for everybody, because Hispanic progress is American progress. And we will anchor today's discussion, today and tomorrow's discussion, around what we consider can be a roadmap for our next years. In order to achieve progress, we're proposing a roadmap that is anchored on Latino unity and Latino pride as a way to achieving Latino progress. These past 5 years, at least the last year, has been full of challenges and lessons, but also incredible progress. And I want us to take a moment to celebrate the progress we have made, because as a community, we are making progress. From 5 years to today, we have made progress in the unification of us. We were a few of us in this very room, and now not only were many, but we see already, I can feel already the desire to collaborate. The incredible moving toward more collaborative frameworks among Latino leaders. I guess we're becoming more clear about our understanding that individual growth is not only slower, but also more painful. We have seen change in our perception, more and more people becoming factivists and sharing the data and sharing the facts. I see your social medias inundated with the notions about Latinos being positive contributors to the country. I see more and more Latinos taking in and embracing their Latinidad, taking off their masks and coming out as Latinos with pride. I also have seen change in our representation. We have indeed increased our representation in a number of fronts. In boards, as a fact, we have quadrupled since 5 years, from 1% to 4.5%. That is quadrupled the number of people that we have on boards in the last 5 years. We have increased from 9 to 20 CEOs in the Fortune 500s. And in government, we have moved from 38 Latinos in Congress to a record setting of 45 Latinos, making 10% of the House of Representatives. And even when I go into the big arenas of the world, like the World Economic Forum or Cannes, there seems to be more and more desire to learn from leaders and decision makers, to learn and engage and know how to engage with the Latino community as employees, as the community, and as the consumers. But the most important piece is that our reality has changed. Our reality has improved, even the difficulties, even COVID. Latinos have increased their share of professional roles to 25%. If Latinos, according to a McKinsey study, if Latinos were represented at job levels in line with their share of population and paid the same as non-Latino whites, they would have received an additional $280 billion in annual income. 80% of Latino businesses have stabilized their sales back to 2019 by level of the second half of 2022. So we are indeed making progress as a community, and I want us to take a moment to celebrate our progress. But let us be frank. The reason why we're here is not to celebrate our progress. It's actually to achieve the progress, because we're not there yet. While there's a diversity and inclusion revolution happening in front of our eyes, unfortunately, Latinos are not part of it. We keep hearing of this rise of multiculturalism, but it has not meant sufficient progress for us. We have not permeated yet the establishment, the C-suites, the politics. Latinos are not part of the status quo. We're still outsiders for most parts. And if you play from the outside, it's so much harder. So not only we're not in the room where it happens, but we advance one at a time, drop by drop, individually, fragmented. We play solo. not yet as a team. Even worse, we step on each other's, which makes it triple hard. And for the areas where we have seen change, because we have, it not only has come not fast enough, not coordinated enough, invisibility and fragmentation are still our talon de Achilles. And given that all we want is progress, and given that progress is great for everybody because Hispanic progress is American progress, the key question for us should be, what do we need to progress? And over the next day and a half, we're here, and you're invited to be in this room because we believe that every one of the people we invited to this room can make progress happen and is committed to making it happen. So what is that we need to progress? First, we need a master plan. As Napoleon would say, there is no war that you can win without a plan. And we need everybody, even when you have 3 tequilas on, everybody needs to know the plan for Latinos. We need to know what is that master plan that is going to make us break through. What are the 2 to 3 things that all of us need to adhere to, buy, and to keep on moving the agenda. So our agenda, according to the research and the data of decades, that is consistent with there's a number of researchers and data people today that are going to give you that, but the research is clear. The 4 priorities for the Latino community, the 4 things that constitute the agenda for progress for Latino are education, health, gender, and better jobs. Better education, better health, better gender, and better work conditions. Unfortunately, all of those 4 priorities are part of the master plan constituted by the United Nations here in this very room that Ambassador Alicia Buenrostro has been hosting us today, are part of the Sustainable Development Goals. So we took the Sustainable Development Goals, looked them through the Hispanic lens, and we can actually measure how much progress we are making. I invite you all to adhere to the Hispanic Sustainable Development Goals as a shared agenda, an agenda of progress, so that we can all push together from wherever position you are to advance our priorities: better health, better education, better gender equality, and better decent work and economic growth. Secondly, a part of having a master plan, what we need is unity and pride. We need partners and allies and tools to simplify the change that we want to generate. Unity, I'm going to start with that. Unity has been the drum that we've been beating, and trust me, we will not stop until the job is done. And I'm not talking about unity of shalala and let's all be like, yeah, pretend to be all family and disregard our differences. No, I'm talking about smart unity, unity of purpose, creating a shared agenda and advancing it all. I'm talking about having a shared goal, a master plan with the key issues of the community. And every revolution, trust me, starts with a small group of people that share a dream. We have to have a shared dream, and that should be our agenda. Number 2, on unity, we need to tackle the poison of fragmentation that is so permanent in our community. We need to move from a scarcity mentality to an abundance mentality. It is absolutely essential that we understand that the scarcity mentality is upon us, not because we're naturally like that. It is understandable. We come when opportunities are scarce, are rare. So when we see an opportunity, we want to grab it and take it as if it would be the only one. But ladies and gentlemen, let me break it for you. There is no one seat at the table because there's no table. There's only a country full of opportunities for every Latino if we support each other, if we open the door for each other, if we share the access code with each other. So we need to be intentional and repetitiveness, going from the scarcity mentality to the abundance mentality. In the abundance mentality, we open the door for each other, we share with each other. So every time you catch yourself being on a scarcity mentality, correct yourself. Every time you're in a group that is leaving the scarcity mentality, move away and move to a group that is the abundance mentality. This should be the group that is pushing for the abundance mentality for Latinos revolution. The third piece on unity is that we need to have more structured networks of support. People need networks and communities to advance. We need to bring young people into the networks. We need to actually be consistent and intentional about supporting each other. And we will do everything that we can to do so. The second piece that I want to talk to you is about pride. I mentioned before how proud I am to see how many more people coming out with their pride and taking off their masks and advancing their Latinidad. But we need everybody to know our data and to know our history. It is shocking to me, and we will measure it this time. 5 years ago, we measured how many people know about the contributions of Latinos, how many we are, how young we are, how much we contribute to the country, and only 30% of the community knows about our own power. We live in a room that is dark, and we need to turn on the light. And today, you will have the opportunity to be exposed to the best data and the best facts of the community so that all of us can become factivists, not activists. Factivists, so that we go around with the facts and we tell everybody, because we have a perception crisis and we need to address it by understanding our data and understanding our history. Understanding our history is something that we're going to start doing at the World Human Foundation. We invited 10 of the most important historians, Latino historians in the country, or historians that are writing about Latino history, so that we can start putting the packages and the incentives so that we can see more books of history, more biographies, more narrative history in the books of every library, so that we ourselves can read more Latino history. But it is imperative that we know our data. Latino unity and Latino pride for Latino progress. And that is a great thing, because Hispanic progress is American progress. This fall, we celebrated our 5th year anniversary, and I want to express my deepest gratitude for you to trust in our organization, for the support of our partners, for continuing allowing us to do what we do, for our board of directors, for our co-chairs, for everybody that has made the work of World Human positive. I feel honored that our effort has attracted so many friends and allies, and I'm very optimistic. As a fact, I'm very possibilistic, because I know that change is possible and that we're going to make it happen, about the progress we're making and what we'll continue to do. So in the next 5 years, you can count on the commitment of World Human to focus and resharpen our pencils to do what we think is the most important piece for us, to mobilize that huge machinery that is out there that is called the Hispanic change, so that every Latino can be seen, heard, and valued. We think that we have 3 poles that we're going to pull that ideally can start the machinery going. Number 1 is we're going to continue and redouble our efforts to mobilize and equip corporate America, so that you can fully engage and commit to Latinos as employees, as the community, and as the consumers. We, under the Hispanic Star Promise, under Hispanic Promise platform, and we're launching the Hispanic Promise Platform 2.0 today, we will create an ecosystem of key players, generate the packages and resources, data, insights, so that we can continue equipping corporate America, so that we can generate tectonic change that will actually benefit everybody. Number 2, we will continue and redouble our efforts to elevate the Hispanic self-regard, identity, unity of purpose, and social recognition. Under the Hispanic Star, and I hope that all of you have seen the Hispanic Star, are using the Hispanic Star, are ready to tattoo yourself with the Hispanic Star at some point. I hope that we can build a brand, a symbol to unify us all, a platform to showcase the incredible contributions of Latinos to the country. I hope that more and more companies are joining those of you that are already using it as a symbol to say, I care, because we can make Hispanic Star a brand that signifies Latino unity and pride and empowerment, so that in the future, it helps us with our self-regard. It helps us with our social recognition. To end, we want to commit to increase the investment of, we want to invest in the community by connecting local needs with corporate goals. So pretty much we're very committed to making sure that our agenda continues. So today we are here and we are facing an imminent recession. Inflation is hitting us all. And it is precisely now that we have this incredible opportunity to be educated about the challenges that are coming ahead with this situation, but also to raise our voices, stand up, step up, and make sure that companies understand that Latinos, given our age, our size, and our economic power, are the single most important source of secular growth. So in a recession, it is not time to go back. It is time to double down on Latinos. So finally, to understand the progress we're here, we need to make sure that I invite you all for the next day and a half to use this as the foundations of the collective work that we can do all of us together in the next year, 2023. You are here because we believe that you have the power to make a difference, and we believe that you care. We selected every one of you in this room from the thousands of people outside because this is our time, and this is the group that will make change happen. We need all hands in deck. The situation next year will not be easy. We are here to align vision, to adhere to a strategy, to get the tools and resources needed and get going. Our game is not going to be to tear down, but to build up. We are calling on all allies, and we will play the win-win-win game. We can make this happen, and we will make this happen. We can indeed be the last generation of Latinos that is not seen, not heard, not valued. And for the young people that are here in the audience, we made an effort of bringing young people here in the audience. Count on our commitment to make sure that the next generations are fully paid, fully respected, and fully seen. It is We are making progress. It is indeed happening. We are almost there. But all of us take this as a personal invitation. Please, let's all step up, stand forward for each other, with each other, because it is our time and we're about to break through together. I would like to recognize the co-chairs of the Hispanic Leadership Summit. I would like to recognize the strategic committee and the partners and the supporters that make the Hispanic Leadership Summit happen. Thanks to all of you. All of these people, 600 people, are able to come free of charge so that we can advance our agenda. I would like to invite all of you to be open-minded, to take the data that we're having, to take the day and a half that we have, so that we can be equipped and resourced and ready to take it on. So please, if I may, there you go. Yeah. If I may, I would like to start officially the program of the Hispanic Leadership Summit 2023. Thank you so much.